So, let's go. You are locked inside a metal box, a pressurized tin can roughly the size of a large living room. There are no windows you can open, and no door to step out of. Outside is a freezing, silent, pitch-black ocean that stretches for billions of kilometers in every direction, and you are moving very slowly. A crewed mission to Uranus, using the best propulsion technology we currently have, takes between 12 and 15 years, one way. If you survive the arrival, you need another 12 to 15 years to come back. That creates a 30-year round trip. That is 12 to 15 years inside a box barely bigger than an apartment, drifting through the most hostile environment in the known universe. This is where the universe's first trap snaps shut. A child born the day you left Earth would be a full-grown adult by the time you returned. While you sit in your metal box listening to the hum of life support, the world you left behind changes beyond recognition. People you love grow old and die. Entire political systems collapse. Technology advances so far that you wouldn't recognize the world you came from. We know these timelines because of NASA's Voyager 2. This unmanned probe took about 12 years just to fly past Uranus. It didn't have to carry food, water, or a crew with psychological needs, and it didn't even stop to orbit. Physics treats a mission like this as a slow-motion prison sentence. The laws of motion and the scale of the solar system suggest that, for now, we were never supposed to leave. Number 9. The Invisible Eraser. On Earth, we are wrapped in something invisible and miraculous. Our planet's magnetic field acts as a shield, generated by the churning molten iron in the core. It deflects a constant storm of radiation pouring from the sun and deep space. The moment you pass beyond that shield, it is gone. Deep space is filled with galactic cosmic rays. These are subatomic particles, the shrapnel of dead stars and exploding supernovae, traveling at nearly the speed of light. They pass through metal walls and human tissue like smoke. As they pass through your body, they tear apart the molecular structure of everything they touch. They punch holes through your DNA, the instruction manual that tells your cells how to function and reproduce. Over 15 years, this radiation exposure accelerates the biological aging process by decades and creates a dramatically elevated risk of multiple simultaneous cancers. This radiation also attacks the brain. Studies of astronauts have shown physical changes in brain structure from cosmic rays, including inflammation and neuron death. These rays are linked to memory loss, reduced cognitive function, and damage to the parts of the brain responsible for decision-making. The longer you spend in the void, the less capable your brain becomes of processing the reality around you. This erasure works quietly. There is no pain or alarm. You simply wake up 15 years into the journey and realize that your memory has gaps and your thoughts arrive slower. The person who left Earth has been replaced by a hollowed-out copy, carved out from the inside. Even if you turned the ship around, the microscopic destruction cannot be undone. Number 8. Your skeleton will dissolve. While radiation attacks from the outside, your own body dismantles itself from the inside. Every muscle, organ, and bone in the human body evolved in direct response to Earth's gravitational pull. Your body constantly monitors the stress placed on your bones and responds by reinforcing them. In microgravity, the body decides it no longer needs that structure. This chart shows how human skeletons lose density in space, dropping at a rate of approximately 1 to 2% per month. Over a 15-year journey, 180 months, you are left with a skeleton that has lost half of its structural integrity. Your bones become as brittle as dry chalk. Astronauts on the International Space Station must exercise for 2.5 hours every single day just to slow this process. Even with that effort, they return with weakened bones after only 6 months. After 30 total years in space, your skeleton would have to suddenly support your full body weight under Earth's gravity again. The result is bones snapping under the weight of the body they were meant to carry. Number 7. The heart forgets how to beat for Earth. This comparison shows how the human heart shrinks by up to 20% in space. On Earth, the heart is a powerful pump training every second to push blood upward against gravity. Without that challenge, The muscle gets smaller and rounder. The entire cardiovascular system restructures itself. Fluid shifts toward the head and chest. The body redesigns itself for a world without gravity. After 15 years, you have the heart of a void creature, tuned for weightlessness and unfit for the gravitational demands of Earth. Returning home with this weakened organ can be lethal. The engine that kept you alive in the void simply lacks the mass to keep you alive on the ground. Number 6. The agony of the absolute void. At Uranus's distance from Earth, a radio signal takes 2 hours and 40 minutes to arrive. A single back-and-forth conversation with mission control takes over 5 hours. There is no real-time communication or emergency hotline. You are functionally cut off from humanity. This creates a grade of isolation that leads to depression, anxiety, and a gradual unraveling of the mental architecture that keeps humans sane. Number 5. The planet with no floor. If you reach Uranus, you see a pale blue-green sphere that looks serene, but there is nowhere to land. Uranus is an ice giant with no solid surface. Beneath the hydrogen atmosphere is a high-pressure ocean of water, methane, and ammonia, compressed into exotic states. If you descend, you simply sink. Pressure in the interior reaches millions of atmospheres. Even the best human-engineered submarines would be crushed like a paper cup long before reaching the depths of the fluid ocean. The abyss of Uranus erases the evidence that you ever existed. Number 4. A freezing, foul demise. Uranus has the coldest planetary atmosphere in the solar system. Temperatures in the upper clouds plunge to -224 degrees Celsius. Exposed tissue freezes so fast the process is effectively instantaneous. Furthermore, the atmosphere is laced with hydrogen sulfide, the compound that creates the smell of rotten eggs. Number 3. The supersonic meat grinder. This chart compares Earth's most destructive Category 5 hurricanes to the sustained winds of Uranus. While Earth's worst storms reach 300 kilometers per hour, winds on Uranus reach 900. These planetary scale systems would shred any habitat or vehicle with mechanical efficiency. Number 2. 42 years of absolute night. Uranus spins on its side at a 98-degree tilt. Because of this, the poles point almost directly at the Sun during its 84-year orbit. This creates 42 continuous years of absolute darkness, followed by 42 years of sunlight. A person could grow old and die in the darkness without ever seeing the sun. Uranus is an engine of physics that operates on timescales and pressures that make human survival efforts invisible. Number 1. The ultimate trap. If you survived every hazard for 30 years, the return to Earth's surface would be a fatal assault. This is the ultimate cosmic paradox. After 3 decades, your bones are hollowed out. Your heart is 20% smaller. Your brain has been carved up by 30 years of cosmic radiation, and your immune system is a shadow of what it was. When you return to gravity, your brittle skeleton must suddenly support your weight. Your shrunken heart must strain against a gravitational demand it no longer has the mass to meet. You would not walk out of the landing capsule. You would be a stranger in your own story, a creature the void carved out and the Earth rejected. The universe is a vast, violent engine of physics that has been running for 13.8 billion years. It is indifferent to human curiosity or survival. Earth remains the only environment in the known universe calibrated to keep us alive. Its gravity shaped our bones, and its magnetic field shields our DNA. If we leave it for the decades required to visit another planet, we return as something the Earth no longer has room for. For now, we are products of this single pale blue dot. The stars are beautiful from here, and perhaps from here is exactly where we are meant to watch them. If you want to keep staring into the void, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.